All right, get ready to dive into 14 glorious days in Kyoto, Japan. For anyone visiting for the first time, it can feel a little overwhelming trying to figure out what to do and see.
It's true. Kyoto has so much to offer.
Exactly. So we're going to break it all down, all the must-haves, to help make those 2 weeks absolutely unforgettable.
What makes Kyoto so special is how it blends ancient traditions with modern life. You can wander through a peaceful temple garden, then grab a matcha latte in a trendy cafe just minutes later.
Yeah, that blend of old and new is really cool.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the first question. When's the best time to actually go? Spring's got those iconic cherry blossoms, but the crowds can be intense.
You're not kidding.
Autumn has stunning foliage, but it's another peak season. Winter's quieter and more serene, but you'll need to bundle up. And then there's summer, which is vibrant and full of festivals, but can be pretty hot and humid.
You got all the seasons down. It really depends on what you're looking for. If you're all about those cherry blossoms, then spring's the time, even with the crowds.
Makes sense.
Want a peaceful temple visit? Winter might be your best bet.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah. Or maybe you love the energy of summer festivals, even if it means sweating a bit. Kyoto's got something for everyone, no matter when you go.
Love it. Okay, so now that we've picked the time, let's map out those must-see spots. We'll do it geographically so you can picture it all.
Sounds good.
Start in southern Kyoto at the legendary Fushimi Inari Shrine. Imagine thousands of bright orange torii gates winding up the mountain like a path to another world.
It's really a sight to behold.
Absolutely. And while you're in the area, don't miss Kiyomizu-dera Temple. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site perched on a hillside with panoramic views of the entire city. It's also an architectural wonder, the wooden platform that juts out from the hillside.
Oh, the view from there is incredible.
I bet. From there, we'll zip over to the other side of the city to visit Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion. It's completely covered in gold leaf and sits on a pond. With the sunlight hits it, it's just dazzling.
Each of these places tells a story about Kyoto's history. Fushimi Inari, dedicated to the deity of rice and sake, connects us to Japan's agricultural roots. Kiyomizu-dera, a Buddhist temple, shows the influence of Buddhism on Japanese society. And Kinkakuji, originally a shogun's villa, reflects the grandeur of the Muromachi period. You're not just looking at buildings, you're walking through time.
It's like each temple is a time capsule.
All right.
Now, let's shift gears and head to the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove.
Oh, I love that place.
Imagine walking through a path surrounded by towering bamboo stalks, with sunlight filtering through the leaves, creating these amazing shadows. And the wind makes this incredible rustling sound. It's a full-on sensory experience.
It really makes you think about what travel is all about. Is it just checking off famous landmarks, or is it about being present, soaking in the atmosphere, the sights, the sounds, even the smells?
That's a great point. The Arashiyama Bamboo Grove is the perfect spot to slow down, breathe, and just connect with your surroundings. And while we're in that exploratory mood, let's uncover a hidden gem. Nijo Castle. Most castles are known for their walls and towers, but this one has something special.
What's that?
Nightingale floors. They're wooden floors designed to chirp when you walk on them. It was a security measure to warn the shogun about intruders.
Wow, that's so cool. Those little details make history come alive. And speaking of history, no trip to Kyoto is complete without a visit to the Kyoto Imperial Palace.
Of course.
This sprawling complex was the former residence of Japan's imperial family. It offers a glimpse into the nation's imperial past.
I can only imagine what it's like to walk through those halls and gardens.
That's quite an experience, I bet.
Now, for something a little more relaxed, how about a stroll along the Philosopher's Path? It's a lovely canal-side path that winds its way through the city. It's especially stunning during cherry blossom season, but it's peaceful and beautiful any time of year.
That's Kyoto for you. It blends nature and urban life seamlessly. You can have a tranquil nature walk and still be steps away from cafes, shops, and temples.
Okay, ready for our last stop on this whirlwind tour.
Hit me.
Sanjo Sangendo Temple. This temple houses 1,001 life-size statues of Kannon, the Buddhist goddess of mercy. Just imagine the sheer scale of it, the intricate details of each statue, the overwhelming sense of serenity. It's something you just have to see to believe.
It's a powerful testament to the dedication and artistry of Buddhist art in Japan, a sight that'll stay with you long after you've left Kyoto.
I can already tell. All right, we've covered some of the most iconic sites Kyoto has to offer, but we're just getting started.
We've got so much more to explore.
Next up, we'll delve into immersive cultural experiences that'll take your Kyoto adventure to a whole new level.
Now that's where the real fun begins. We're going beyond just sightseeing and dive into the heart and soul of Kyoto. From ancient rituals to contemporary art, we'll guide you through a journey that'll engage all your senses and create lasting memories. Stay with us.
It's going to be great.
Okay, so we've covered those stunning temples and those serene bamboo groves, and we've even touched on the grandeur of Kyoto's history. Now it's time to really dive into some immersive experiences that'll bring the city's culture to life. And for a journey right into the heart of Japanese tradition, you can't beat a traditional tea ceremony.
You know, I've heard so much about these tea ceremonies, but I've always been a little intimidated by the formality of it all. Is it really as serious as it sounds? I feel like I'd accidentally break some ancient tea drinking rule.
I get it, but I can assure you a tea ceremony is more about mindfulness and appreciation than rigid rules. It's a chance to slow down, engage all your senses, and just witness the beauty of simplicity. Plus, you'll be guided through each step of the way, from preparing the matcha to all those symbolic gestures. It's really more of a meditative experience that connects you to centuries of Japanese culture.
That actually sounds really calming and interesting. Okay, I'm adding it to the list. Now, switching gears completely, what about experiencing a geisha performance in the Gion district? I've always been fascinated by geisha culture, but I want to be respectful and avoid anything that feels too touristy.
You're right to be mindful of that. Authentic geisha performances are pretty exclusive, but there are reputable venues in Gion that give you a real glimpse into their world. They showcase traditional music, dance, and storytelling. Their exquisite kimono, the intricate hairstyles, those graceful movements, it's like stepping back in time.
It sounds absolutely captivating. Speaking of traditional attire, what about trying on a kimono ourselves? I've seen those photos of people strolling through Kyoto in kimono, and it looks so elegant.
Renting a kimono is a fantastic way to immerse yourself in the culture and get some amazing pictures, especially with those temples and gardens as a backdrop. There are tons of kimono rental shops throughout the city. They have a huge variety of styles and colors. They'll even help you dress and do your hair.
That's definitely going on the itinerary. But beyond just admiring traditional arts, I'd love to try something a little more hands-on. What about taking a calligraphy or painting class? I've always been in awe of Japanese calligraphy, and it would be incredible to learn some basic techniques and create something to take home.
Great idea. Kyoto is a hub for traditional Japanese arts. There are so many studios and workshops where you can learn calligraphy, painting, even origami or ceramics. It's a really fun way to connect with Japanese culture and express your own creativity. Who knows, you might even uncover a hidden talent.
You never know.
Yeah.
Now, after all that creative energy, I think I'd need a moment of peace and quiet. I've heard Zen meditation is a big part of Japanese culture. Is that something a visitor can try, even without any experience?
Absolutely. Kyoto has tons of Zen temples and meditation centers that welcome visitors to experience zazen, which is seated meditation. It's about focusing on your breath and cultivating mindfulness. Even a short session can leave you feeling refreshed and centered.
It sounds like the perfect antidote to travel stress. Okay, I'm feeling mentally and spiritually rejuvenated, but now my stomach is starting to rumble. Let's talk about food. What are some must-try culinary experiences in Kyoto?
Oh, get ready for a feast for the senses. Our first stop has got to be Nishiki Market. They call it Kyoto's Kitchen for a reason. It's this bustling market with stalls overflowing with fresh produce, seafood, spices, pickles, you name it. You can sample your way through the market, trying everything from traditional Japanese sweets to all kinds of savory street food.
That sounds like a foodie's paradise. But beyond the casual eats at Nishiki Market, what about a more formal Japanese dining experience? I've heard about kaiseki, but it all seems very mysterious.
Shinsekai is like the ultimate Japanese fine dining. It's a multi-course culinary journey that focuses on the artistry, the seasonality, and the precision of Japanese cuisine. Each dish is a work of art, meticulously presented and bursting with subtle flavors and textures. It's an experience that engages all your senses and celebrates the connection between food and nature.
It sounds so sophisticated and almost too beautiful to eat. But what about something a little simpler and maybe vegetarian-friendly? I'm intrigued by Shojin Ryori, which I understand is Buddhist vegetarian cuisine. What's so unique about it?
Shojin Ryori is about simplicity, purity, and mindfulness in cooking. Fresh, seasonal ingredients prepared in a way that really highlights their natural flavors. It's healthy, flavorful, and it gives you a different perspective on Japanese culinary traditions. You'll be amazed at how creative and artistic these plant-based dishes can be.
I'm adding all of this to my food list. Let's get specific for a minute. What are some signature Kyoto dishes that I absolutely cannot miss?
For a truly Kyoto experience, you have to try udofu. It's basically boiled tofu. It might not sound that exciting, but Kyoto is known for its high-quality tofu, and udofu showcases its subtle flavors and creamy texture perfectly.
I'm always up for trying new tofu dishes, udofu it is. And of course, we can't talk about Kyoto without mentioning matcha, their famous green tea. Matcha lattes, matcha ice cream, matcha everything.
You got it. Matcha is everywhere in Kyoto. You'll find it in traditional tea ceremonies and modern cafes, even as a flavor in all sorts of desserts and snacks. They're known for producing high-quality matcha, so definitely try a cup of freshly whisked matcha and experience that rich, earthy flavor.
Okay, we've got tofu and matcha covered. What about drinks? Anything local beyond the green tea that I should try?
You can't forget sake, Japan's national drink. Kyoto has lots of sake breweries, each with its own brewing techniques and flavor profiles. You can visit breweries, do some tastings, and learn about the history and craftsmanship behind this traditional rice wine.
Sake tasting in Kyoto. Count me in. And what about those traditional Japanese sweets to satisfy my sweet tooth?
You're in luck. Kyoto is a haven for wagashi, which are traditional Japanese confections. They're as beautiful as they are delicious. Delicate mochi, colorful jellies, intricately shaped candies. Wagashi are a feast for the eyes and the taste buds. They're often served with tea and make a perfect end to a meal.
Okay, we've covered sights, culture, and now all this amazing food. My head is spinning with all these incredible experiences, but let's get practical for a moment. How do we actually navigate this sprawling city and make the most of our 14 days?
Don't worry, getting around Kyoto is super easy. They have a fantastic public transportation system that's efficient, affordable, and it covers the whole city. You'll be zipping between temples, gardens, and markets in no time.
Okay, that's a relief. But with so many options, where do we even start? Subway, buses, taxis?
Yeah.
It can be overwhelming for a first-time visitor.
Let's break it down. The subway is great for longer distances, it's quick and efficient. The bus network is extensive and reaches even the most remote parts of the city. And if you're feeling adventurous, rent a bike and explore at your own pace. Kyoto is surprisingly bike-friendly.
That sounds fun. But no matter how we travel, are there any tips for using the transportation system like a pro? I'm always a bit worried about getting lost or figuring out fares in a different language.
The best thing you can do is get a prepaid IC card, like an ICOCA or SUK card. These cards work on both the subway and buses, and you can easily top them up at stations or convenience stores. Makes paying for fares super easy. As for navigating, Kyoto is a pretty walkable city, especially within neighborhoods. And even if you do get a little lost, the people are incredibly helpful and friendly. Don't hesitate to ask for directions.
That's good to know. Now, after a long day of exploring, we'll need a comfy place to stay. What are our options in Kyoto?
Kyoto has a great range of accommodation to suit every style and budget. If you want a truly authentic Japanese experience, I'd highly recommend staying in a ryokan.
Oh, you again. What's that exactly?
Ryokans are traditional Japanese inns that give you a real taste of Japanese hospitality and aesthetics. They typically have tatami mat floors, futon bedding, and shared bathing areas. You'll be welcomed warmly, get to wear a comfortable yukata, which is like a light cotton robe, and you'll be treated to a delicious traditional breakfast. It's an experience that immerses you in Japanese culture right from the start.
That sounds incredible and definitely unique. But I imagine ryokans can be pretty expensive, right? What if we're traveling on a budget?
No worries, there are plenty of affordable options too. Kyoto has a wide variety of hotels, everything from luxury 5-star places to budget-friendly business hotels and guest houses. And for budget travelers who like a more social scene, hostels are a good choice.
What about something a little more independent, maybe with a bit more of a local feel? I've heard good things about Airbnb experiences in Japan.
You're right, Airbnb is a great way to find unique and often affordable places to stay in Kyoto. You could stay in a traditional Machiya townhouse, a modern apartment, or even a room in a local's home.
Wow, so many choices. I'm already feeling overwhelmed with excitement. But before we send our listeners off to pack their bags, are there any essential tips or cultural things we should mention to help ensure a smooth and respectful trip?
Absolutely. Kyoto is a welcoming city, but it's always important to be aware of local customs. A few things to keep in mind.
Okay, I'm all ears.
First off, temples and shrines are sacred spaces. When you visit them, dress modestly, avoid being loud, and be prepared to take off your shoes before entering certain areas. It's also customary to bow slightly when you enter and leave as a sign of respect.
Makes sense, being respectful of the culture and traditions. What else?
Even though English is spoken in a lot of tourist areas, learning a few basic Japanese phrases will go a long way. Simple greetings like konnichiwa, hello, and arigato gozaimasu, thank you, will be really appreciated.
I'll definitely be practicing my Japanese. What about practical stuff like money and tipping?
Japan is still pretty cash-based, so it's good to carry some yen, especially if you're going outside the main tourist spots. Credit cards are getting more common, but it's best to have some cash just in case. And unlike some places, tipping isn't customary in Japan. In fact, it can be seen as rude sometimes.
Good to know.
Yeah?
Anything else before we wrap up this part of our Kyoto adventure?
Embrace the unexpected. Kyoto is full of surprises, hidden gems waiting to be discovered. Be open to new experiences, wander off the beaten path, and let yourself be enchanted by this amazing city.
Welcome back. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling so inspired after our whirlwind tour of Kyoto. From iconic temples to those hidden alleyways, those traditional tea ceremonies, to the bustling food markets. It makes me want to book my ticket right now.
It's amazing, isn't it, how just talking about a place can make you want to travel. And we've only scratched the surface. Kyoto is a city that keeps unfolding, revealing new and beautiful things with every step you take.
I love that. It's like this deep dive is just a starting point, not the whole story. It's here to spark that curiosity, give you a foundation, and then you can go create your own unique adventure.
That's what's so great about travel, right? It's not about sticking to a rigid plan. It's about letting yourself be surprised, getting lost in the moment, and discovering those hidden gems that make a place truly special.
I totally agree. So as we wrap up our Kyoto deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. We've talked to all the sights to see, the things to experience, and the delicious food to try. But beyond all those tips and recommendations, what's the one thing you hope people take away from exploring Kyoto?
I hope people realize that Kyoto isn't just a destination, it's a state of mind. It's about slowing down, appreciating the beauty of simplicity, and finding that balance between tradition and modern life. It's about enjoying a cup of matcha in a peaceful garden, getting lost in those Gion alleys, and connecting with the spirit of this ancient city that somehow feels both timeless and constantly changing.
That's a beautiful way to put it. I can almost feel those Zen vibes already. So to everyone listening, as you start planning your Kyoto adventure, remember to be open to the unexpected. Let yourself be captivated by everything this extraordinary city has to offer. The sights, the sounds, the smells. Embrace those moments of quiet contemplation, those bursts of energy, and all the connections you make along the way.
Travel is so much more than just checking places off a list. It's about broadening your horizons, challenging your perspective, and creating memories that'll stay with you forever. I hope your journey to Kyoto is full of wonder, discovery, and a deep appreciation for all the beauty around you.
Perfectly said. And with that, we come to the end of our Kyoto deep dive. We hope you're feeling inspired and ready to plan your own unforgettable trip. Safe travels, and may your Kyoto adventure be everything you've ever dreamed of and more.